Hi, Stewie Griffin here with my latest creation, Monster Energy Drink. What is it? I don't know, but it's free from this truck that stopped outside your work. Mix it with booze. Ever been wide awake, blacked out? Ever tried to jump over a train on a bike? Ever bit the beak off a bird? Monster Energy. Put it in your body and ask questions later.
Yo, what's good? Amethyst Pudding here, recording another banger video for you guys. Trying some different stuff out with these videos as I go on, so let me know in the comments below if you like it or if you don't like it or whatever. Let's get right into it. Today's tales are from the Warped Tour. Got lots of tales. Been to Warped Tour 3 different years. I looked on the thing, can't pinpoint exactly. I'm pretty sure I was in the 08. I went in 08, I think 09, and then I want to say like in 10s. I think I skipped a year somewhere in there. But I've got quite a few tales from Warped Tour, quite an array. Not all of those are actually from my personal experience. I actually got some tales from other people that told me some crazy things. For instance, there was a time when Say Anything was playing one of the years. I can't remember which year it was, and it wasn't at St. Louis. That's the other thing, is the year. All these are from St. Louis Warped Tour. If you don't know anything about Warped Tour, for all the kiddies out there, it's a big group of stages. It's like a traveling fucking like music festival, but it's really only like a day long, so it really doesn't when you think of music festival, you think of like Lollapalooza or Bonnaroo or something that's like multiple days. I've been to summer camp, which is a music festival, twice, which that'll be a whole nother story time, let me tell you. Either way though, Say Anything played one year, and not the St. Louis date, but I want to say like Chicago or Kansas City leg of the tour. Their lead singer, Max Bemis, had like laryngitis or something and couldn't fucking sing. So what they do is they don't cancel any of their set. They don't cancel it at all. Instead, they get lead singers from other bands who are playing the Warped Tour to go sing the songs in place of him, which, if you know anything about Warped Tour, there's a crazy array of different styles of music. So you got like Less Than Jake, like pop punk ska. Then you got like your metal bands, a little more heavier style shit, like Devil Wears Prada, stuff like that, screaming and stuff. So I wasn't there for that, but just in picturing in my head, like hearing like a pop punk, like a more punk version of like some of these songs, or like more of a metal version, like, hearing Motion City Soundtrack. They did say that their lead singer, Motion City Soundtracks, don't know his fucking name, actually did do one of the songs. I think it was Live in the Glory of Love. I'm just like, this is absolutely crazy. I wonder if I didn't look it up, but maybe you guys could check it up on YouTube, see if you can find like recordings of this, because it'd be absolutely crazy. And but when I saw him that same year in St. Louis, he was actually there, but he did sound a little different. So I wonder if he was just still coming down from being ill, or maybe it was the leg before the one that my friend went to, because they went far away, because some bands only played like certain parts of the tour, like, we played from St. Louis to Kansas City, but none of the rest, and makes me wonder if he was either starting to get sick or just getting better from being sick when I saw him. Either way, that was a smaller story. I did want to mention I saw Angels and Airwaves for 3 or 4 songs one year, which has a big impact now, because Angels and Airwaves, if you don't know, is one of the members, I think one, maybe 2 of the members of Blink-182, and Mark Hoppus right now is going through chemotherapy and cancer treatment. So, more just a solidarity thing for him. Like, get better, you get better for sure. Did I say Mike Hoppus? It's Mark. If I said Mike, it's Mark. I'm stupid. Don't worry about me. This is a story that someone told me. So there was a band back in the day called From First to Last, and another band called NoFX. Totally different styles. NoFX is like a punk rock group, hate the establishment, fucking hate George Bush, good stuff. And then you have From First to Last, which is more like your emo, like piercing, dark black hair, like angst, teen angst. Well, these bands didn't like each other to the point to where From First to Last supposedly quit some of the Warped Tour of dates due to being harassed, basically, by NoFX. Like, I don't know how bad it was. Mostly Fat Mike. If you guys know anything about NoFX, Fat Mike is an asshole, but he's like my kind of asshole, so it's cool as hell. But either way, the reason the story is even relevant at all is because From First to Last's lead singer at the time, and still to this day, Well, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, their lead singer became what is now modern day Skrillex. So any Skrillex song you hear is actually the lead singer of this emo band who was bullied or treated so badly that they quit two or a couple dates at least from the Warped Tour. But I read an article that didn't say they quit because of that reason. I don't know if that was to cover up their tracks. Like, we don't want to quit because we're pussies or because we're getting treated like crap. I mean, no one wants to be treated like crap, but I mean, come on, man. Don't quit. Like, I don't know. This seems kind of weird. And now that's Skrillex now. So there you go. A little bit of a cool story thing. Let's see here. I got them all written down because there's just so many stories. See here. One of the stories that I wasn't around for that I heard about is a time when there was a big-ass rainstorm. I'm pretty sure it was a St. Louis date. And it was so bad that only 2 stages were left open because the rain was affecting the actual, music. And so you had your choice of Andrew WK, which is like party, fucking like awesome, like college arena rock. And then you have Dillinger Escape Plan, which is like extremely like math metal, mathcore, good stuff too, totally different. So most people, not most people, they split into their groups. Either you wanted to see one or the other. That's the only choices you had. Andrew WK's crazy ass is in the middle of a fucking lightning rainstorm with a wireless microphone just rolling down a giant hill when you got like thunder clapping and lightning everywhere and just pouring rain, like basically pre-hail. Like, that's how heavy it was. And he's just like, party, rah, 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 just rolling down a hill doing Andrew WK stuff, which I wasn't there for that. God damn, I wish I was. And these stories are coming from, I'm just going to call him Scene, a guy called Scene. He just knew everything about these kind of like the Warped Tour scene, if you will. And he had gone probably 6, 7 times. I've gone 3, and that seems like a lot, but he's gone way more than me. Either way, let's see here. Okay. Well, oh my God. So I guess I'm just going to go down the list, and if I miss some, we'll talk about them. So now we're getting into the ones where I was actually at the events. Like, for one, I smoked a joint at one of the Warped Tours. I don't know if you know the band Real Big Fish, but Real Big Fish is like a big ska band. I don't mean big as in like fat. I just mean big as in there's like 8 fucking members, 7, 8 members, quite a few members, maybe 6, I don't know. It's a ska band. They got the horn section, like burr, 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 burr. You guys don't, if you know, you know. And they had a Japanese girl ska band there that same year called Oreska Band, Oreska band. I think it's just one word. They're awesome. They're like a pretty 6-7 member group of Japanese girls who also were ska music, and it was just like the most awesome thing ever. And both of them were like they played separate sets. I think this Oreska band played, then Real Big Fish played, and everyone was there for Real Big Fish. I mean, if you've seen the movie Basketball, they're in a scene of that. Good stuff. And the bathrooms, I happen to have a little flyer that tells me the times that bands are playing, and I wanted to see both Oreska Band and Real Big Fish playing at the same stage. It happens to be close to the bathrooms. I don't remember what year this is, but I can't roll very well. I know I'm a fucking pussy, right? I don't really roll things that much anyway. It kind of fucks my throat up anyway, but back then I didn't give a fuck. I have a joint roller and a blunt roller, and you have to pack it pretty fat in order to actually get it to roll successfully. Otherwise, it's fucking loose and kind of dog shit, honestly. And so I roll this pretty fat stogie, and I take it and I put it in my shoe/sock. I can't remember if I put it in my sock. I don't think it is. That's gross. Put it in like my shoe. Had some Vans, pretty easy to slip in and out. And I walk in, and like security at this place like Warped Tour isn't really that big a deal. They're not like, even if they pat you down, they're not gonna like fucking kick your shoes off or anything. I don't even remember them doing any security checks, to be flat honest with you. So I go into this bathroom with this pretty big stogie. It's fat enough to share, but I don't know who's smoking. I don't know. There's a lot of straight edge people there, people that ain't doing anything. So I go to the farthest stall in this motherfucking bathroom. And this bathroom, I mind you, was like probably 5, 6 stalls deep, but it's packed. Every stall except the one I'm going to got somebody in it, noisy as hell. There's people at the sinks. There's people in like just the area that's just the walking area, I guess you call it. And so I fucking get into that stall and I spark up, and I light up, and instantly you hear people like talking about it negatively, positively, both ways. I'm just trying to like chief. I'm just sitting here like, just big puffs because I want to get back to see the bands, and B, I just want to finish this fast as can because I know it smells. I know it can be probably seen. I bet the smoke cloud from this motherfucker is probably coming from the bathroom, like from the stall, outside of the big door that people come in and out of. There's only one entryway. I bet that motherfucker was seeable like a smoke signal. So I spark up. I don't even finish it all. I fucking put it out after like chiefing more than like half of it, and I chief it up. I put it the roach of it in my shoe, thinking like, you know what, if anyone comes up on me, I'm just gonna like eat it real quick or throw it out. I mean, are they gonna really bust me for a half a joint? So I get back out. I see the ending of Oresca Band's. I mean, I saw most of their set. This was like during the course of like a song, because ska songs are short, and I was chiefing. Like I can't say this enough. I was chiefing it down, and got out there, finished their set. Real Big Fish comes out. They did a thing where they were doing like the masters of genres. So they were like doing a bunch of covers and doing like their own songs in different genres other than ska, and still had the ska twist. It was good. Like they did a Metallica cover, obviously the whole master thing. They did a Metallica cover of Enter Sandman. Was amazing. Very good. They are so good. Such a talented, amazing band. But that was a time that I saw a Resco Band, Real Big Fish, smoked a fat doob, fucking chilled out, bought a beer. I'm pretty sure underage. I just attempted to buy it, didn't have an ID. I think I was like 19, 20. I was pretty close. They didn't ID me, but the beer was like $7. So who really got out positively on that one? You be the judge. Another time I went to Warped Tour, I don't know if it's the same time. I don't think it is. I think it's a different time. I saw Jetlag Gemini, which is like, they were signed to the same record label as Say Anything at one point, but this band is so low. Like, they're a good band, but they are not popular at all. In fact, they're not even a band anymore because their touring van got robbed and all their equipment got stolen. I think they posted on social media like $12,000 or something of equipment, 8 to 12,000, I can't remember, somewhere in that range. It was a big amount of musical equipment got robbed, so they pretty much bankrupted the band. I have a poster in my room right now I'm actually looking at, all the signatures on it. Great band, but they had like maybe 12 people there. Like, it was sad. I'm like, this band is putting out a great show for 12 people, but a lot of people are walking by, I noticed. And there's another band playing called Cobra Starship at a stage that's very close by. And I see this fucking bubble pit. It's like big foam, it's like foam bubbles, like a bunch of soap bubbles, but it's like foamy, and it's covering an entire portion of the crowd. So after Gemini's set's over, me and my friend, did I give him a name? I did. I gave him a name called Down, because he's down for everything. What a good guy. We go over, see the set, we get doused in it, because it's fucking hot, let's be honest. It's really hot there, so, Sorry, I had a cough there. Anyway, so it's really hot, so we just get doused in these bubbles and this foam, and it feels good. And they've got this band's Cobra Starship had a lot of their music's in like the movie Snakes on a Plane, Samuel L. Jackson vehicle. Great movie. They have Super Soakers though, and they're just spraying the crowd, and it's a good set. They do a good job musically, and it was a fun time. I just happen to remember that was connected to the Jetlag Gemini set, and that freaking bubble pit, I remember that to this day. That was great. You don't really see that very often, and it was a fun time. And this is part of the same Warped Tour this year, the one that I saw Every Time I Die. Great fucking band. Amazing. It's like metal, but metal with the hits, with the spark, And the lead singer is actually an ex-English teacher. He's a teacher, so they know their shit. And they're pretty metal, so they have a great mosh pit. I hop into I'm a small guy, but I still hop in the mosh pit when I need to, and business had to be done. So I gave some people some workings. They gave me some workings. I fucking get knocked to the ground. My knee gets scraped up, something fierce, bloodied up. I come back out, and my friend Down came in with me, and he drugged me out, and he was like, "Man, that was some brutal shit." Like, they had a couple wall of deaths, dude. It was crazy. In fact, I remember a point, there was a giant stuffed unicorn, like one you'd win from a big fair prize or something. They throw the motherfucker in a crowd before a song, and they're like, "We want to see this thing destroy. We want to see its head off before the end of this song." So they start playing their song, And shit, not even maybe a quarter into the song, its head's off. Its horn is detached from its head, on top of its head being off. All of its limbs are ripped apart. You can't tell anything anymore. It's just it's a fluff bath, so to speak. And so we did them good. We did them proud. And that was actually right at the time the album The Big Dirty just dropped too. So they were playing some songs from it. It was a good time. That they I don't know what they expected, but that Unicorn, we did them proud. It did not live to see another day. Oh man, every time I die set never ceases to amaze me. You get a bloody knee, destroy a unicorn. Me and my friend after that, we went and chugged some Monster at the Monster tent. Like every year, pretty much every year, Monster partners with them, and they have a tent that's just free Monster. You just can chug and chug, but you have to stay in the tent. You can't take like Monsters with you outside of the tent. So you have to either stay there and chug or just, not drink. So, of course, we go over there, we chug us some free Monster because, we know when the nectar of the gods is given to you, you suckle from its teat. So we're like opening its titties like it's we're like babies trying to get some milk. And, yeah, dude, I probably chug about two cans. I mean, maybe not two solid. I did chug one and probably part of another, and I'm like, fuck that. Once it's warm enough, it's hot enough, that shit hits your stomach weird, but kept me energized, and I just thought that was interesting that Monster always had a fucking tent for this free chugging Monster. I'm sure nobody had a heart attack from that, right? It was fun though. Fuck it, I don't have any problem with that at all. But it's a different time. Freaking, me and my friends saw this group called Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, and it's just I believe it's a 2 or 3 person, I can't remember. Don't shoot me. But what makes them really cool is they have a woman who plays like a washboard. So it's like old timey. It's like it's like very old timey. Like like if once you hear it, it sounds like something that would be like, "Oh brother, where art thou?" You know what I mean? She's just like doof, 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 on the washboard. It's absolutely. She's got like these thimble things that would make like a sound on it, and you won't see a band quite like this anywhere. Let me tell you. They actually ironically played summer camp, which once again, look for the future story time. But they are a good band. And it's funny because right before we saw them, we saw Sum 41 play Fat Lip, which is like, if you know anything about Sum 41, pop punk before this, like, I don't even know what you call it, like bluegrassy, this like folky, down home music. It was just like quite the contrast. Let me tell you, quite the contrast there. Let's see here. We're getting close. We're getting close to the end. Oh, I missed one of the stories. This is a story that I wasn't there for. Valiant Thor, a bunch of fucking big bearded biker looking dudes play some like psychedelic rock, like pretty good shit. One of the years, apparently their lead singer climbed up this giant freaking like music equipment thing and was like singing a song with his microphone doing crazy shit. That was probably dangerous as fuck. But they're good guys. I'm pretty sure I think the lead singer donated his kidney to somebody, so they're chill dudes. And they all have big burly beards, and they have a song called No Holds Barred, which they look like they'd be in a WWE, so it kind of makes sense because there's a bunch of like wrestling stuff that's mentioned in the song. And so it's crazy. Anyway, I think this is the last story. Yep, we are down to the last story, and this is probably the most influential of all the ones because this story has been mentioned time and time again in like magazines and stuff about like the top 10 moments of Warped Tour, period. Not even just St. Louis, but period. So one year, I see a band called Gym Class Heroes, lead singer Travis McCoy. I think he has his own solo project now. I don't know if they still do music. But they do a great set. It's like right when one of their new albums dropped, had like Cookie Jar on it. Either way, we're having a blast. Me and my friends out there, a girl I nicknamed Happy. She was I remember her dancing, having a great time. And all of a sudden, you between the songs, you hear crowds get wild and you hear a guy yell something and it was like, "Hey, you stupid N-word." And everyone, I was like, "Whoa, what the crap?" And then like you hear it said again, and the lead singer, Travi, comes up to it and is like, "Hey, we get that guy up here." And the guy like comes to the front, and we're like, "What the hell's going to happen here?" And all of a sudden, he's like, "What'd you say?" And then the guy like says something you can't hear, and he tells him, "Come closer." And the guy gets closer to the stage, and he just takes Travis takes his microphone, starts beating the crap out of the dude in the face, like blah blah. You can hear it. It's like dunk 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 dunk. And it's like, holy crap. And they get pulled apart, like security from the event brings Travis to the side, And like we're wondering what the hell's gonna go on. I thought maybe it was a plant at first, but I'm like, no, this is definitely not a plant. This is not part of the scheduled programming. And he comes back on stage and he's like, well, I'm going to jail, but they're gonna let me finish the set. And then they go straight, I'm pretty sure straight to their Lamb of God cover of Laid to Rest, which you would never think a rap group would do a cover of Lamb of God so good. But he was probably filled with all that anger and rage, the racist anger, or like he's not racist, this anger towards the racist, you know what I mean? Like I'd be pissed off too. And he was fucking, they did a Lamb of God, I'm like, holy shit. And then lo and behold, after the last song, which I don't even remember what it was, after the last song, you see cops come on the stage and they put him in handcuffs and he gets taken away and he literally gets arrested at the end of the set. And like, I don't know what happened to the rest of their tour dates or what, but he was literally taken to St. Louis jail or whatever and booked in for his violence or whatever. But it's like, damn, I witnessed that shit, you know. Some people were lucky enough to witness Limp Bizkit and Sublime headline like some of the earliest Warped Tours, you know what I mean? Well, shit, they could have, but they probably didn't see that, you know. So that was absolutely crazy, seeing a literal lead singer of a band get arrested, but they at least let him finish the set. So that's fire. That's fire. So this video's gone on pretty long, but I had a lot of tales to tell. So hope you guys enjoyed. Come back again for some more crazy tales. I got those tales from summer camp, the music festival, not actual summer camp. That is probably going to be a two-parter because it's going to be like two of these in length, and 40 minutes sounds absolutely asinine. But you guys have a great day and come back again. And it's your boy Amethyst Pudding out.
Warning, warning, warning. This video will self-destruct at its conclusion, but not before you click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.